Alright, so my before reading strategy was the pre-reading quiz, otherwise known as a PRQ, according to the book. And so first I want to give a real-life example of basically what a PRQ is. So whenever you go on an article, pretty much anywhere, if you look up an article about anything, there's going to be these, for the article's purpose, these stupid little quizzes. So I looked up top 15 ways to lose weight, and there's this little quiz on here that unlock the secret to sustainable weight loss, and it's got the big old hey quiz button, and it's going to be the same thing as what this before reading strategy is, which is the PRQ, the pre-reading quiz. So basically I would go and take that quiz, and it would tell me how I thought I would lose weight best according to my fitness plans and my how active I am with my life, whatever. And then I read the article and look up different strategies to do it. So before reading this article, I would take the quiz and then go do the actual article, which is exactly what this pre-reading strategy also is. A PRQ is a quiz that you take before the reading of a text or an article. It should spark interest, look at big ideas, big themes that are going to be fluent throughout the article. It should only be 3 to 5 questions that are multiple choice or short answer. It shouldn't be a lot of open-ended questions because it's supposed to be a quick and easy strategy that isn't going to cause students to get anxious. It's just supposed to spark their interest, and it's basically a hook and hold for reading an article. Use the open eyes, show information, puzzle students. This is not graded. It's just supposed to. They shouldn't care as much about getting those answers right as they should have just seeing if they know the information or not. And then some teachers will allow discussion answers in small groups during or after the quiz. The whole class can share consensus picks and be engaged before the reading of an article or text. So after they talk with groups of 2, 3, 4, then you discuss as a class and get the consensus information to see as a teacher what the class thinks before going to read the article. So my example, my article was about the Russian-Ukrainian war, and the article was kind of talked a lot about why Putin was invading and what was the purpose of it. So my 4 questions were: Ukraine has always been a part of Russia, true or false? Answer would be false. Russia's main export is oil. Well, what other good could be affected by Russia going to war? Was wheat. NATO. Do you believe they should defend Ukraine? An opinion question. And why would Putin attack Ukraine? So this is just to see if my students know that Ukraine has been a part of Russia for a while, but not always. They have been an independent state before. Obviously, oil is really big in Russia, but at the same time, wheat was massive, and wheat fed most of Europe from Russia. And then there's a big section in there about Ukraine not being a part of NATO. So should NATO defend someone that's not their ally, even though their main purpose is to defend people of NATO? So that's more of an opinion question, and maybe there can be a class discussion on that. And why would Putin attack Ukraine? To protect Russian interests, because he believes a democratic state so close to his border would be not good for Russian interests. And so that would be my example pre-reading quiz going into for the article. And so then I would let my students work in pairs of 2, or the person next to him on this quiz, discussing their answers throughout. And then I would pair the groups of 2 with another group of 2, and then have that group of 4, and then there would be a representative to share their consensus answers. And then I would chalk down on the whiteboard their consensus answers. We would see who had the biggest consensus, or who chose A, B, C, yes, no, whatever. Discuss that a little bit, and then I would send them off to read the article, and they would have all the background or a lot of background knowledge on the article that I sent them to read. And that would be a PRQ in a nutshell. Thank you.